Resurrection!
And yo, it's time for it, everybody, once again. Sticks or pads, don't matter if you're a foe or a friend. Go and boot that shit up, run the set, first to three. We got pride on the line, looking for that victory. Got the meaties and the anti-airs on lock, the nooch supreme. We got set play like Windex, you'll be saying that we're clean. So without further ado, holler out, let's fucking go. Join us in the barnyard and let's kick off the show.
Don't touch that dial. It's that time once again, so get yourselves comfy. Introducing the dynamic duo, the boomer and the zoomer, the hosts who boast the most roast. Your boys Khanage and Old Mate Barry are here to take you down to the Bahnyard, where the banner is free and the hosts are surprisingly even more free. Take it away, you filthy animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 4th of December, 5:14 p.m. Suck my dick, Khan. I beat you to it this time. I timestamped the episode. Kiss my fucking cutie patootie.
The people aren't going to hear the first recording we just did.
No, don't worry about it. That was non-canon. You'll never know what happened in the outtakes because I wiped them. It's your boy.
The outtakes will be on the DVD.
They'll be on the Blu-ray secret features behind the secret menu. You know, like they did that in the fucking 90s and shit. Not the 90s, like the early 2000s.
We have to start the episode.
We are starting the episode. This is the episode. This is the new wave of the barnyard, and it's your boy, Old Mate Barry, and I am joined by the trunkiest trunkster this side of the trunk sphere, Khanage. How you doing, my good friend?
Yo, I'm doing very well. It's very hot in Melbourne. I am dying, but I have my trunky shirt on. And it's gonna be a good. It'll be a good episode. It'll be a really good episode.
Trunky shirt. Good God. After we introduce our lovely guest, I do kind of want to give a little bit of insight towards that because I would love to chat about the weekend of Ozhado National 17, and I couldn't think of a better guest to do that with than with our good friend and suplex demon herself, Millie. How you doing?
Hello everyone, I'm doing pretty well.
That's good to hear. I love that shit.
Positivity.
Very positive. It's glad that someone here has some fucking positive charisma. It's a welcome change from all the other guests we've had. Y'all are on notice.
I'm sure all the other guests have positive charisma. I'm gonna also step away from the mic a little bit. I don't want to peek it.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The last guest we had on literally spent an hour shit talking everyone, so don't worry too much about that.
Shout out Novix.
Shout outs to Novix. Shout outs to Novix.
That was a good episode.
That was a great episode. No shit, in the fucking opening of it, he was like, I don't want to talk too much shit. I want to make a good impression. And he proceeds to talk shit for an entire hour. I can't wait for this episode to end with Millie literally threatening the lives of every single man, woman, and child in the fucking community. It's
in
gonna
the Street
be
Fighter community,
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's not me.
Not yet.
You say that, but you're on the barnyard.
You're on the barnyard, where nothing is sacred and all good things come to die.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about yourself. Give us a bit of an insight into the world of Millie. Give us a little bit of a zesty insight, thou would say, not Shay. What the fuck is Shay?
I don't know. I'm not put on the spot. Like, hi everyone, I'm Millie. I newer to the FDC. When I mean by newer, I've been in here now or with. Is that the right?
Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good.
We'll go to an ad break.
No, we're all good. I just pause and wait, does that make sense? Does that sound okay? I've been in the FGC now for about 2.5, close to 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been about that.
Yeah, I am a Street Fighter 2 commentator. We're trying to be a better commentator and a player.
I mean, that's how I met you, was through commentary. I distinctly remember you on comms, and I was like, oh, she seems cool. And then she beat me up out the back of a tournament one time, and it was
I
nice.
did not. Holy shit.
I've never been able to walk straight since.
Barry's fingers. Can't beat you,
Holy
bro.
shit, I did not. I'm not an aggressive person.
Not with that. You're a TO. It'll happen eventually.
You're gonna snap one day.
I imagine Yusef used to be this fucking really happy, chipper-go-lucky bloke.
Care Bear.
And then there was like this one guy that decided to enter every single fucking bracket, and then like that hairline, you know, like that whole thing of like, oh fucking, what is it? Like his heart grew 3 sizes that day. It's like his hairline receded 3 inches that day.
Oh,
and
no.
it was at that
my
point,
God.
it was at that fucking point that a TO is really born. So my condolences in advance.
Yeah, good luck, Millie.
I can't imagine the hairline for you would recede, but I imagine the grey hairs will start to kick in.
I've already started getting a few grey hairs.
Because you're a TO, there you go.
I never saw the complaints with people getting grey hairs and shit. I always found like, see, with me personally, I'm starting to get them on the
We
beard
have to
and
talk
shit.
about the topic. What's the topic of the episode?
We're gonna
go
get
off
to
topic
that,
again.
you fucking impatient little cunt.
We always go off topic.
Oh, boo fucking who. And you know what? It's good content. Speaking of good content, our topic for today, shut the fuck up, Khan, I was leading into that. Today's topic is titled, I'm a strong independent masher who don't need no neutral. I thought that was a pretty good one, personally.
That's pretty
That is a pretty good one.
right, yeah.
I don't need no neutral.
You don't need no
I
neutral.
mean-
You fucking play Armika and Manon. You don't need a fucking neutral. You just hit
Oh, no.
buttons and they work.
I also play Geef too.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
sorry.
Geef.
My
Yes.
distinction. My
No, no.
my fucking
Look at. I think the only non-grappler character I currently play in the games I do play would be Ripta in KI.
Legend.
Nobody in KI needs neutral. Nobody in KI needs fucking neutral, my
Nah,
God.
bro.
Look, I've managed to hit people with run throw many times. It's always fun.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
that's their fault at this point. I think if you get hit by that shit like even more than once, it's like, yeah, you kind of deserved it.
It's your own fault.
You're what's that? You're dying right now? Sucks to be you. Sucks to suck. Welcome to the world of KI. Well, something I would really like to ask you, and because I met you through I can't remember what tournament it was I was watching. Like, it was one of the, I think it was maybe one of the Ungas or maybe the Fledgies even. And I'd met you through you doing commentary for that. But I would like to know where you got your start with the FGC. Like, what brought you into the
catalyst.
fold?
So, what brought me in? I was living in Queensland during that time. This was back.
I'm sorry to hear.
My condolences,
Like,
Millie.
I'm back in Canberra now, even though I lived in the sunny coast with family, but now I technically live in New South Wales.
You're like fucking Canberra, eh?
You're kind of on the border.
Yeah, I'm Canberra, but I'm 20.
Does that count as a dox?
No, we've doxed
like-
Millie, no.
I'm pretty open where I live in like the Canberra
If you want to send me,
area.
if you want to send me your address, I'm happy to dox you.
Thank you.
I'm just saying I'm happy to do it.
Of course. Holy shit. But back to the question at hand. So, through one of my best friends who I've met up in Queensland, her partner who plays a lot of competitive games, he introduced the both of us to fighting games because he took a break from playing shooters and wanted to find another game to compete in. So then, he introduced both my best friend and I to fighting games, to Street Fighter, played a little bit of Tekken, and then through there I found SFA.
Okay.
And then from there is when I kind of got introduced to the wider FGC.
Shout outs to SFA, by the way.
So that was late 2020. I didn't probably get more involved and more active until 2021 after I moved back to Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I think it was around May, I got involved with fledglings. And then from there,
You've basically made yourself a pretty well-known name in the community since then. You're pretty much, you got your hands in so many different fucking pots at this point.
I've just offered to help. At any point, I'm also part of the orgs because I'm like, oh, hey, I'm happy to help, happy to assist where I can, You know, because like I adore the FGC so much. It's such a lovely community.
It damn well fucking is. We like to banter around here. We like to gallivant. We like to rapscallion hootenanny. But it is a very beautiful community in that regard. So
It is.
It's a very
happy that
inclusive
you've gotten that
space.
experience out of it.
So the only games like I played that was slightly competitive before fighting games was League.
Oh no.
Like I've always
I'm
been
so
a
sorry
gamer.
for your loss.
But you're
And
so
I played
nice. How did you
fighting
play
games.
League?
Because like out of the communities I've been in before the FGC is the cosplay community and
How many
a
slurs
little
did
bit of my
Millie drop on a
local-
regular basis while playing League of Legends? Vote on your phones
Yes.
right now over at the
Yes.
Bahnyard
I jumped-
955.
When Project L comes out,
Dropped in
Dark
nice
Millie is
slurs.
gonna, like, punished Millie is gonna come out when
She's
Project L
just
comes
gonna
out.
all these jokes we've been making about Millie suplexing people. The League fighting game's gonna drop, and that inner League player's gonna come back, and we're gonna see the most chaotic evil we've ever seen in our life. The
She's got the
nicest.
dog in her.
You know that meme where it's like there are two wolves inside of you?
Yeah.
That's Millie.
Yeah.
She's currently channeling the good wolf. As soon as Project L drops, it's just batshit south.
there's no evil wolf.
Not yet.
There's no
Not yet.
No,
Project
wait
L
for
hasn't
Project
dropped
L to
yet.
come out. Wait for Project L. Wait for Project L. Yeah.
It's
But yeah, no, it was through my friend I found fighting games. Either
Nice.
or I got into the FGC. I've been playing fighting games since I was very little. It's just my actual introduction to the FGC was like way later.
Ah, I get you.
I even have a friend who's a part of the FGC who plays Smash, who I actually met through cosplaying years ago. It's just only up until recently.
that you realize you've got that like shared interest in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
that's cool. That's cool.
That's a nice story.
I think my first ever fighting game I played and I enjoyed was Dead or Alive 2.
Ooh,
Nice.
the taste.
DOA.
Then
Nah,
I've also
I'm dying on the old
played,
DOA is fucking sick. I don't give a shit.
It's a fun game. It's a fun
fucking
game.
fun. I don't give a shit.
and I did play a lot of like Smash games with my younger brother.
Nice.
And I think I've played a little bit of like Street Fighter 4 and some of the earlier Tekken games with friends. I did play a lot of Naruto Ultimate Ninja games.
Do you know what game
Peak.
plays like the old
Peak.
Naruto Ninja games?
What game?
Critically
Kamen
acclaimed
Riders.
18 produced
hell.
fighting game Kamen Rider Super Climax Heroes for the Nintendo Wii 2012 released in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It's,
anyway.
It's cool. It's cool you say that because I know because we generally try to ask each guest that comes on like where they sort of got their start and
Yeah.
what brought them into the community because everyone seems to have like a really interesting and like different way that they found the FGC.
Everyone has like their own unique start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could
to add on,
you could have someone cool like your story, Millie, or you could have someone completely fucking lame like Khan who found it through
Yeah.
Reddit.
Yes.
like those two
True.
don't really play fighters as much these days. And like I got introduced to the FGC. I was a part of it for a little bit or in SFA. I kind of left for a bit and then I came back to it out of like my own volition. I'm like, oh,
The drug
this
was
game's pretty
the
fun.
drug was in there at that point. It's like that's the thing with fighting games. I find you find it at the start and you kind of like, oh, this is all right, I guess. And then there's just like a moment where it just clicks, like something
I
just
Yeah.
clicks.
It just something did click. I also loved Mika a lot.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Nah, Mika's sick. What do you mean?
Fuck you. I hate that character. Get her out of
What's
here.
wrong with Mika?
Mika's-
What's wrong with
Hey,
Mika?
just-
I can't
because-
deal with her. I don't like her.
Are you still salty over that time I smoked you in that first to five?
Go fuck
Ooh.
yourself.
You see what I mean? Evil Millie is coming out. This is Evil Millie. See? It's
We
happened.
brought up Project L and it's all Jova.
She's got the dog in her. She's got the dog in her.
Dog.
Look, I'm just joking around.
She's having a cheeky bit.
Having a
no,
bit of a
you
banter,
did.
yeah.
You fucking cooked my goose. I'll hold that.
Next major, because OHN we didn't run.
We didn't get to
it
run
back.
the set.
No. We didn't. So next major we're both out. We have
Yes.
to run the first to five.
Yes, we
I want a
fucking
first
do.
to five as well. I want a first to five. You guys. I mean, I first to five Barry kind of at his house, but I gotta play Millie. We gotta have
Yeah,
the
but the
geek
thing, the
mirrors.
difference was I beat you one time, and that was the double or nothing. So I
Yeah, the
technically
final
beat-
score was like 30-1, and you
It was
won
not
once. and
30 to
turned
1,
off
it was
the console.
17 to 1, dickhead.
That was it.
And we doubled or nothing. So it was
And then you
actually
turned off
it
the
was
console.
30. Yeah, you know what it was? It was What's 17 plus 17?
17 times 2.
Yeah, what's 17 times 2?
Isn't it 34?
I got 34, you got 0. Go fuck yourself, you're bad. But it's cool. It's cool in that regard. Like, I remember for me personally, again, like, I started with Smash, and I ran monthly tournaments in my house. Like, I used to invite friends over, and every month we'd, like, put a bunch of games in a hat. And we'd always play Soul Cal 5. Soul Cal 5 was, like, our main game that we always played at least once or twice. And that was how I was like, well, I want to go out and I want to, you know, get myself out in the FGC. I want to meet some more of these people. Because I thought I was alright. I was winning everything in that house. Street Fighter 5 to this day is the one game that I have never gotten more than 0-2 in a fucking bracket for.
Oh no.
Even at my skill level when the game ended, and I thought I wasn't too bad. I mean, I don't count like online tournaments. I count more like offlines per se. Offline, I always went 0-2. It was fucking tragic.
Oh, no.
But it's cool though. It's cool because it is an outlet for new people to get out there and make new friends and find who they are. Like, I know you've really come into your own as a TO because you are a naturally very caring person and you are a very straight up person in wanting to make a difference and make a change. So the community itself giving you that outlet to do so, I think is pretty fucking punk rock.
It is. Like, I've also always been the one to just put my hand up. Like, a lot of this I've worked for. It may look like I've had an easy time, but a lot of it I'm just like, hey, I'm willing to learn. There's also...
I would never say that it was an easy time, dude.
No. It's definitely not been an easy time. There's been a lot of learning experiences, and I've also grown a lot as a person too.
Of course.
Like, if you met me a couple of years ago, I was way different to I am now.
That's the growth,
And also,
you know?
yeah, everyone in the FGC I've met, they've all been so lovely, and there's been so many people I can just talk to about TOing matters, commentary matters. I've like made a whole bunch of friends through it, people I would have never met otherwise, and like just everyone's been so amazing and just so lovely. Like, it's
I
such
think
an honor
that's the coolest
to
part
know
of the
everyone.
community.
That's awesome, yeah.
Like, it is one of those things where, like, you all meet through a common interest, and I find with a lot of big communities like that, and a lot of big fandoms per se, outing myself here big time.
Oh no.
Back in it's fucking common knowledge now, bro. It's the
All right.
the cat's out of the bag. Back in
Pony's out of the barn.
back back in my brony days per se, a lot of the people first met, and like we all liked each other. We all hung out with each other on a very frequent basis. But as time went on, you realize, like, okay, this is like a common interest that we have, but what else do we like about each other? Like, what else is keeping us around?
Yeah.
And that was the distinction that started to split people off. And I find that the FGC, you don't have that problem as much because a lot of us tend to have those same morals where, like, we will stick together, and there's going to be things we disagree on. There's a lot of things I disagree on with a lot of people in the community. There's a lot of, you know, ideologies and whatnot that I just don't quite gel with. But I look past that because I'm like, well, at the end of the day, you seem like a good person and you just want to play video games and hang out and chat about shit. I feel with the FGC, it's a lot different. Maybe it's the age thing, but even then, we're getting a lot of young people in.
A lot of young people.
You know, imagine not being a good, loyal, upstanding person. Couldn't be me.
Nice.
I also feel like just within the FGC, like, a lot of us meet through, like, playing these games and fighting games, and then we all just start, like, hanging out. I know in Team WP, that Street Fighter server, now some of us all just, like, hang out, we'll occasionally chat pretty often, or we'll just play party games every now and again, where all of us we'll just get together and just play. Some of us know each other more than others, but it's always a good time.
Yeah, like, you don't need the fighting game to be friends. Like, the moment the game is turned off, it's not a matter of, all right, peace out, fuck you.
Going home, yeah.
There's something else keeping you guys together.
Yeah, no, there is. And I feel like I'm always one of those people who's happy to talk to people and always happy having a conversation with anyone. the hypocrisy is, I'm also quite an anxious and shy person.
That's alright, you're not alone. I can tell you right now, and I will go on record by saying this. The vast majority of the FGC is socially inept. Like,
Oh, definitely.
not in a derogative sense, but like a lot of people, this is their first big community experience.
Especially if they're young, if they're on the younger side as well.
Yeah, they're being thrust into a world with countless people with the same interests, the potential to be friends. You're gonna get a lot of people that act like fucking mollies, or they're very
You might run
shy.
into a few rob dogs or two.
You may be blessed to run into some Rob Dogs. You know, shout outs to Rob Dog, the greatest
Shout out
community
to Rob
representative
Dog.
I've ever fucking known and loved, you handsome cunt. How you doing?
Can we get a hashtag free Robin chat?
Wouldn't know. He's currently in the gulag. Something
Yeah,
that I
but
would
yeah,
actually
anyway, yeah.
like to ask you, Millie. Like, this is something that, like, because the topic today was a bit of a play on the word. It was a bit of a cheeky play per se.
A bit of a Shakespearean, wordplay.
A little bit of
genius
a
almost.
A little bit of a hootenanny.
I wonder if any of them can guess the original meaning behind that.
I'm pretty
Is it
sure.
like
look,
I'm
if-
a strong, independent woman or something?
Who don't need, no, man. That was
yeah.
That was honestly,
know
I was
that.
I was very clever for thinking that one up.
Even Shakespeare's like, how did I never think of that? Like, what?
Honestly, this is why I'm here. I'm the smart one. You're the cute one. That's the way we go. I'm the one with the glasses.
I have glass. Anyway.
No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. They're props. They're non-canon. So
Okay.
as a female entering the fighting game community per se, because I think it goes without saying, video games have not had the best reputation in the past with sort of marketing themselves to a more female perspective, and I know that's changed over the years a bit. But like, if you look
It
back,
has changed a lot.
but if you look back to like, I can't remember what year it was. It was back, I think it was when Spike TV used to host the Video Game Awards.
Oh no.
Oh my god! If you
Oh,
get
no.
if you get a chance, go watch the one that David Spade hosted. It is fucking painful. It is the most misogynistic bullshit you'll ever see.
Even in the FGC itself, you can find stuff like that about like when Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out, there was a whole controversy, Killer Instinct, like the new one.
Yeah, like it's not exactly like
Not about the games themselves, but community members and
Exactly.
American FGC and whatnot.
And that right there leads back into the whole other point of being socially inept. A lot of these people have a lot of internalized bullshit, or sadly, externalized. So,
Yeah.
as a woman per se, like, have you experienced anything like this? Like, have you?
I have a little.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
talk your shit. Talk your shit. Who are we
So,
roasting?
like, I'm, like, one of my first experiences, like, learning the game and getting into it, this was before I joined Team WP. It's just, like, because I was struggling getting it.
this was Street Fighter?
This was a Street
Alright,
Fighter, yeah.
Cool.
Like, everything's all cleared up now and I'm all mates with them. I just, like, had people say to other people, not directly to me, that, like, oh yeah, she'd never learn the game
Oh.
That's kind of.
and stuff
that's
like
kind
that.
of shit.
It's like I was also struggling when I first started playing
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5
hard.
to actually, because it was my first. Like, I was a button masher before I properly sat down and started learning Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to learn fighting games, but I struggled for a little bit, and then eventually one day it kind of clicked and things made more sense. Now I'm back, like, relearning, trying to learn Street Fighter 6.
Nice.
It's just, I did have that experience.
Did you feel
And-
that was like at all gender charged, or like did you personally feel that way, or did you think that was just because you were like new at it? Like,
I feel like it was more because I was new at it. I'm not 100% sure if it was gender charged or not, but that was an experience I did have. And like, I know, like, back at that time, a few of the other chicks that were in that server also had similar-ish experiences, but I think sometimes it just comes down to the way people are taught or the way people learn.
well, it's also a demeaning thing as well. Like, I remember, who is your mate? Because I know your mate's with a Twitch streamer who kind of went through something pretty similar. What was her name? Yassi, that's it. I remember there was a huge thing with her way back when. And reading through that, I think it was on the lines of she was learning the game. I think she was like learning the game or something. Now, there were people that were genuinely trying to give her criticisms and such, but the problem is you did see a lot of like pretty grotty misogynistic shit tied to that. And I feel I feel there's like a lot, again, it stems back in the day, back when video games and such were a boys thing. It was very much a boys thing. Like,
Yeah, socially accepted as a boys thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
it's not, but that's how it was perceived. You're right.
yeah, like, you know, like I remember, years ago, back when my son was about 5 or 6, and we were walking through a Kmart or some shit, and there's this little girl that goes and picks up a fucking science kit. And she takes it to her mum, and she's like, I want to get this. And the mum and I heard it clear as day. It was just like, that's a boy's toy. You don't want that.
Science.
And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you fucking mean, you dumb bitch?
It's science, bro. It's science.
It's science. Like, it's that whole dumb fuck perception that I just really hate. And I don't know. As I said, I haven't experienced it myself because, again, I am not in the space to comment on it or say dictate per se. You're gonna be the better judge of character on that. Have you ever noticed anything of the sort happen? Do you feel it's a safe space per se for women in our community?
I do
That's
feel
good.
like it's a safe space, and like in Team WP, I'm gonna reference that Discord server a lot. It's the
That's
main,
alright.
That's
Shout out
alright.
to
That's
Team
one
fine.
of
Go
the
for
main
it.
that and
Yeah, go
that
for it.
and SFA are like some of the main Street Fighter servers currently. It's become pretty safe spaces, even for like women. There can be times when like things in discussion, jokes are said that can come across a little iffy, but a lot of the time it's all good. And like if you ask people, they'll clear it up.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Which is good. And like there's a few other chicks in Team WP too who like played I think 5 a bit more than they do 6, but they're still around and happy to just chat and that, which is lovely.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good because I've always
Yeah.
had that like because I've seen a lot of like I've noticed it more in like the American side of things where
Whoa.
like the community is a lot more unfortunately outspoken per se. It's why whenever I watch Evo, I make sure to turn the Twitch chat off because the moment you get players like Razzo and such, you see some pretty disgusting shit. And it's just really it's really unfortunate.
It's just like it is. It's very unfortunate. It also fucking sucks because we're all people. We all enjoy video games. We all enjoy fighting games. Like
It doesn't matter what's
should
in
be
your
as-
pants. It matters how quickly you go 0-2 and feed the pot. That's literally how it goes.
Exactly.
like we're all like at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter like what gender we are,
run the
like
set.
our sexuality or
run
anything
the
like that.
set,
We're all
yeah.
people. Like we're all people. We're all like human. We're all loved. We're all going through so much shit. So at the end of the day, we're just here to like play games, and I'm saying like we're all loved because we need to like get that out there that people know that during just these really rough times at the moment, there's so many people that do actually care about us, like who enjoy our company and that. It's just
This is the most sentimental the Bahnyard.
I was gonna
has
say
ever
this
been.
is like the most positive we've.
This is
normally
the
it's
nicest.
just like
This is the nice. We have to fix that quick. Hey, Khan.
Normally it's Barry going, the use of if I shit myself in bracket, do I get DQ'd? And now we're talking about some gender issues. I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
No, first off, that was the trash tier human episode. You dumb cunt. Secondly,
Let's give
hey,
it an
Khan,
example.
You said Yusef.
Yeah, exactly. Just a basic general. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway, you said
I'm
hey,
sorry,
Khan,
I mixed
hello.
up the genders of trash tier human and Yusef. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no worries.
I'm
It's
glad
like
we
when
still.
Goat went to Barry.
I do.
like the
the
male to
Goat
male
Barry mix
transgender.
up. The Goat Barry mix up was too fucking crazy. I couldn't even handle that shit.
I got hit. I couldn't block that.
I
But anyway, you
literally
said hey
got
Khan.
hit with the 50-50.
You said hey Khan. What were you gonna ask me?
I had a really funny zinger in mind, but I have forgotten it. I will remember it as we go on.
Okay, nice. Just
I
blurt it
will
out.
remember it as we go on. Don't worry, you will be hit with the zinger.
Alright,
And Millie will be entertained by this. Her
I
time
am
will
in
not be
great
wasted.
anticipation.
I will also, like, I don't know how to, like, respond to some of you guys are saying. Some of it's funny and I'm laughing. Other times I'm laughing because I'm like...
I think
I'm competing.
the best way to describe it is it's like going to the zoo and watching just two chimps go at it. Like, that's what an episode of the Bahnyard is for the guest. You've got someone who's coming in and they genuinely are like, I really want to discuss this topic. And then there's two dipshits there going, fuck you, cunt. And then
Shut up, you fucking gronk.
it's basically that.
Go back to fucking Ireland.
Go back to Wagga Wagga, you daft cunt.
Holy shit.
Run the set in front of Uluru. Anyway.
Just, like, everyone's valid for who they are.
Of course.
For the person they are.
I pride myself on being able to provide that, and I know you do too. I've seen you. Anytime you're in an event, you will go out of your way to make it a safe space for these people, and I commend you for that. I think the next generation is in very good hands.
Yeah, I'm still learning, still very new to it.
Look, I think
You're doing good, Mill. I think you're doing good.
I told you this over the weekend. If you don't, like, the only way you're ever going to learn how to become the best at what you do is by fucking up.
Yeah,
Everyone does.
And I've made mistakes. I've also learned from them.
That's great.
This year I've offline TO'd all the majors I've gone to. Or not majors, but all the events. Like, I've gone to the Action, I've gone to Floating Point, and I've gone to a major, which I was the head TO for Street Fighter, which went really well. There was a few things I could learn from it.
But you had fun.
But hey, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, well, look, as I said...
That's what it's all about, really.
This is the life of a TO, basically. Every event you go to, you will run something.
And then you collect the big check at the end, because obviously being a TO is very profitable.
It is very profitable. I am literally recording
on a 15th yacht.
I am literally recording this episode from my Bugatti.
And Millie's recording this from a yacht.
Like, every single TO has yachts. Totally.
I have 3 of them.
I think... people who are TOs, like, we just love the community. Like, we adore everyone, so we just want to make sure they have a fun time or a good time, or at least I know. I'm gonna clip
this particular bit and send it to Yusuf because I really want to know his response to that. We TOs love the community. Nah, they're fucking dogs. Keep them in line.
He's just saying some stuff.
Speaking of TOs, I think Shen also will occasionally say, I hate this community, and I think I've heard Yusuf say something like that maybe once.
Who would win in a fight between Shen and Yusuf, you reckon?
I don't know.
Who do you reckon? Who do you reckon's got the fucking upper hand on this one? Who do you reckon? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to send us a text over at Bahnyard954. $5 for the first text message, and then afterwards taxes and fees will apply.
Yes. Let us know.
Please don't actually send a fucking message to that number.
Please send us a message.
It might end up in the hands of the CCP, and they might fucking drone strike your fucking neighborhood. Please don't.
They're gonna drone strike action 2.
I'm gonna get the fucking train down for the after party, and it's just I'm gonna rock up, and it's gonna be Canberra Station, and I'm gonna look out, and it's gonna look like fucking Woppenheimer 2.0.
Woppenheimer, oh no.
It's gonna be fucked.
Oh no. Like, we need to spread, like, peace and, like, positivity and just try and make the world a better place. There's just so much awful shit happening.
Philosophical.
This is a really positive episode. This is a welcome change to the time that we spoke about shitting your pants.
This is nice.
This is nice. I like this new direction for the Barnyard.
This is good.
This is good. This is good stuff. Millie, you have been the changing course
Thank you,
the
Millie.
direction of the Barnyard. I can't wait for the next episode for us to completely backflip on that.
Yeah, we'll just start the next episode like, you fucking dog.
Welcome to the Barnyard, and I'm sitting here with a daft cunt of a dog.
Holy shit.
Speaking of you sort of wanting to make people feel comfortable and such, and this is something I'd actually really love to get your insight in. What can we, as the FGC do to provide more inclusive activities and such for women sort of feeling more comfortable as they come into the community? Because then I guess the way that I want to preface that is there was I think it was at BAM a few years back when they ran an all-female Smash tourney. I think it was that. I can't remember if it was that event. And the idea was, because it is a predominantly male-oriented community. It is a very predominantly male-oriented community.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know, again, I can't speak for you and I'm not going to, but if it were me, I would find it a very daunting community to put my feet in as a result of that. Having an outlet where I am in a safe area to try it out to see if I enjoy it and then eventually lead off into other things, I think that's a cool idea. I would love to know your insight on that. Like, are there things that we can do better? I
feel like it should just be a welcome place. Like, of course it is, but you just need to treat them like you would treat anyone else. Like, treat anyone how you would want to be treated. Because, like, I was terrified at first. Maybe not terrified. Wrong wording. I was quite anxious at first.
Yeah.
If you say you're shitting yourself, we can send that off to Huggies and go for the sponsorship.
Honestly, come on, Millie, throw us a bone. Come on.
Please, we need this. We are literally timestamping the episode again. We currently have a bid for a fucking empty trunky box on eBay. We are getting money any way we can here.
17 bids.
But why not get a Red Bull sponsorship?
I'm telling you now, if we can get it, I will literally develop all the kidney stones necessary to prove to these guys that I'm committed.
Oh no.
I will piss rocks for eternity if it means I get the fucking wing generating juice.
Anyway, yeah.
It's like, I know I was a bit that's okay.
A bit nervous.
Scratch what I was about to say. Bit nervous.
Yeah.
Was a bit daunting. There it is.
There you go.
Sorry, sometimes my brain does not compute words.
It's all right. It's all right. My brain.
That's all right.
My brain never computes. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
And then like I started chatting to people, and then you eventually like I'm like, oh, they're actually pretty cool people.
Do you think
nice,
that?
yeah.
Do you think that, let's say, like an all-female like Street Fighter tournament at a major would be an idea that could possibly work? Do you think that would be a good sort of way to make people feel comfortable in giving the game a try?
It could. It's just like you don't want any, like it could work, but you also don't want like any separation or too much separation.
Yeah.
Because
Isn't it segregated?
Yeah, because if things start getting too segregated, it can be.
Well, I know the argument that I saw was for it was and there was a lot of weird people fucking chiming in. A lot of disingenuous people were chiming in with their 2 cents, and there was like the whole thing of like, oh, they're excluding the men now and all that stupid shit. I'm like, my brother in Christ, you've never been excluded before.
That's
Shut
a
your fucking
Rob Dog
mouth.
quote.
It's also like considering what some of the shit women have to go through.
Yeah.
Or anyone who's gender diverse. We need a welcoming place for us to just be ourselves.
Right.
Because, like, I know not only, like, women, anyone who's, like, trans or gender fluid, like, we need a safe space to just be ourselves and sometimes be welcomed.
Right. So it's more or less the idea is there, but if you were to do the execution would need to be done incredibly delicately.
Yeah, because, like, everyone, we're valid for who we are. It's just sometimes we need just that kind of like maybe an all-female Tony, so we just get a bit more comfortable before we go back into the like entire community. Like I've been pretty lucky. I've been pretty comfortable because I've also known a few people as getting into the wider FGC that has made my experience like more welcoming. I've also had some shitty experiences. There's been times where I've been like, do I want to stay in the FGC?
Please tell us about some of those times.
Please, yeah, give us your insight.
Give us the tea. Who are we roasting today?
Who are we gonna firebomb like the house of?
Who are we drone
some
striking?
of you may have heard of Cleric.
Oh, there
Wait,
we go.
Say again.
Cook.
Say again. Who's this? I didn't hear the name.
So Cleric is a known person who's gone around harassing quite a lot of women.
Oh,
Cleric is like really fucking dedicated to the craft.
the craft, oh no.
No, it's borderline an art form for this motherfucker at this point. So many alt accounts. It's insane how dedicated they are.
I don't know who this person is, so I would love to hear more info.
So from what I've heard and from what I understand, Cleric is a person who is like goes around like harassing quite a lot of women, and is also not just like women, is quite also a xenophobic superiorist to like where he's from. An alright, not good person. Like, there was times in my experience where I think there was a solid month I became the new, I guess, target?
Yeah, victim.
Or victim?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I got DMs, I got, like, him trying to add me to message me.
Oh.
Because I got messages being like, oh, you're such a beautiful lady. Why are you hanging around like these guys? You know, you don't deserve that. You can find people that are
Oh, my butthole
so
is
much
clenched.
better.
The fedora tipping is off the goddamn charts, boys.
Milady.
There was also times when I'm like, occasionally, in the Discord server, I'm like, morning everyone. Hope you all have a great day. And then like I got responses being like, you know, you should wish people a good day because, you know, some people may have malicious intentions against you.
What?
And I'm sitting there being like,
That makes no
what do
sense.
you mean?
What do you mean
And
by
then-
this?
Don't wish people good day.
Do not do it, ladies. You've heard it
Don't
here
do it.
first.
Don't do it.
If
Don't
you
do it.
even think about wishing someone a good day, don't do it. Cut it out.
Don't.
No,
Keep your mouth shut.
do it. Always wish people a good day. Like, we need more positivity in the world.
Bahnyard
Yeah.
needs more positivity. Millie, I swear to fucking God, this is the most positive we've ever been here on the Bahnyard.
This is the most wholesome,
I am-
reflective episode we've ever had.
I don't even want to insult Khan anymore.
That's how you know you've turned over a new leaf. Thank you, Millie. I appreciate that.
No worries.
I've never heard anyone
it's
say
just-
anything bad about Millie. She's too nice.
Literally
no one's ever said anything bad about
impossible
Millie in
to
my
shit talk
experience.
this queen. It's impossible.
You can't.
do it.
Shout
I
out,
am a
Millie.
Mika player. I am a grip.
Shout outs to Millie.
grappler.
We should tell her that next time she's on the Barnyard.
Give her a sub, twitch.tv/Khanage5. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, no, I've had those experiences, and then there was times where I constantly would get added or like get messaged being like, this is from this one person being like, oh, what are you doing around these like better males? Like, and I just kind of kept going for a bit, and then eventually he gave up. I also do shout out the mods too in Team WP because they've definitely like helped shutting it down, because occasionally like I'd message or chat and then suddenly I'd get a ghost ping because I would get some sort of response being like, why do you interact with these people? And it just like, it started getting a lot because I was like not really interacting with this person that much. And every time I did was immediately like, oh, why are you around these people? Like, you know, you shouldn't be here. It was just, there was a lot more to it. It wasn't a great time.
I can imagine.
That's really weird. You shouldn't be here. Why are you saying this? Ooh. I don't, yeah.
Fucking the neckbeard energies off the goddamn charts with that
I
one,
can
Charles.
smell the Doritos.
Yeah, like that was definitely one of the main experiences or negative experiences I've had. Most of the time it's been positive. I've also been very lucky with where I've been able to contribute and help out. I think it was not too long after I started being more active in the FGC, I then started participating or learning TOing and commentary in Fledglings. And then from there I've kind of taken over it through the newer generation of our current team, which also is like Midnight's one of the other main leaders, same with Thunder. There is also like TJ, Damer's there to help, Barry too. We also have quite a few commentators in there who help out. Lovely group. It's become like my baby. I look after it. I'm very protective over Fledglings. It's also been passed down to us by Danny, Nez, Sanctius, other Street Fighter people as just a safe space for beginners to learn and play. And then through there, I then help out with Thunder. I originally did clipping for Unga, and then I've occasionally commentated and will run some tournaments for it, which there may be some coming up in January.
Wuss. And that's not time stamping. That's not time stamping. That's actual. That's
Unlike
actually in the
this,
future.
it's the 4th of December now.
That's so crazy. At 6:02 p.m.
I know, in 2023, the year of our Lord, what?
I don't believe it. Here on the Bahnyard with Khanage and Old Mate Barry.
Crazy. Featuring Millie?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Sponsored by Huggies.
Sponsored by, I don't know, ED pills, I don't know.
I've also, I think it was through like Unga and Fledglings, I also then did a lot of Hold Forward work, and through
Rest in
Hold
peace.
Forward, like, rest in peace.
Rest in pepperonis. Hold forward. It's a shame that you had to go in the most comical of ways, which we will not delve into here on the Barnyard.
Rowdy's gonna make you do more push-ups.
Rowdy is gonna make me do
more
push-ups if I explain the origins of why that org died. But let's just say,
Let's move on.
let's move on before I start
I've-
making
yeah.
jokes.
Like, I've also just been very lucky. I've helped out and occasionally have done KI tournaments. Part of Sendo Savage crew, or do comms for that. Mainly been very lucky for that.
Again, it was like it's like you were saying earlier. Like you did work for this. It was never a matter of like you just waltzed on in. You have put your hand up in so many different fucking places. And I feel that itself is a great sort of, you're a role model figure in that sense to women who want to participate in the community.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, you're not being put in these places because you're a woman. You're doing it because you're a genuinely hardworking person who wants to do something different.
Yeah.
And again, if that's not the most punk rock bullshit on the fucking planet, I don't know what is.
I enjoy everything I do, and like if people ever want to like know more about it, I'm happy to talk to anyone. Like, I've had a lot of help, and there's been times where I've like DM'd people being like, hey, can I get your advice, please? Or can I just vent about this? What do you think I should go or do moving forward? How do I go about this?
I mean,
And I've been given like a lot of
It's not
help.
a bad way to go, honestly.
Yeah, not bad. Pretty good.
Like, yeah. I've been super grateful for like all the help I've been given to, and the people who've just like helped me. I do appreciate all of them so much.
That right there,
Because they've
that's the
helped me.
love. We love that shit here in the Barnyard, the most positive outlet in the Australian New Zealand FGC.
Citation sorely needed.
Here, edited on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit.
Yes.
Well, the last question I want to ask you before we start to wrap up, because I do want to
Oh,
shoot
and
the
also,
shit.
I got a question.
You got a question.
When you
Which
ask
question?
that, yeah. No, you ask your question, then I'll ask mine.
Okay, well, the question I want to ask is a bit more generalized. It's not fighting game per se, and it does go back to what I mentioned earlier in regards to the Spike TV Video Game Awards.
Oh.
In terms of the general gaming space, the general video game space in 2023, what are your thoughts on just general inclusivity? Do you feel that like you're being catered to? Do you feel that there's more that can be done to sort of make it a more welcoming space for you? And I don't mean just fighting games. I just mean in general, because like, again, a lot of the marketing back in the day was very hyper male focused. It was fucking
Oh, yeah.
gross.
It's getting a lot better now.
That's good.
And I think it's getting a lot. Also, it's really good as someone who's bi or pan, being able to see that there is more like queer friendly. And if you're playing video games that have romance plots, like that's not always like just straight romance, is really good to see. Like, it's really good having all of that diversity in there, because diversity is important. That's what makes us human.
Definitely. You reminded me of when everyone shat the bed over fucking Starfield, and because there were pronouns in it and all that stupid shit.
You're boring! Pronoun!
It was so dumb.
Shout out, Timmick.
It was so dumb. It was so
Nah,
crazy.
but anyway, yeah.
I just don't understand when people have those like outrages because like pronouns, gender, all of that is just so important to so many people.
It's this
Like,
weird
we
pigeonhole
just need to
shit.
celebrate for who we are. It's just like, I don't like the pigeonholing stuff. It's like,
A bit gatekeepy.
it's just so dumb. Like, at the end of the day, and this is just what I've always believed in, is we're all people. We all who we are. We love who we love. That's all that matters. Like, I don't understand why there's so much hatred about, like, so many things when it comes to people being diverse. Like,
This really is the most positive.
We need to
episode
give
of
Millie
month.
the Nobel Peace Prize.
We need to shut, bro. If they're doing the Strive Awards this year, I think Potemkin Install runs them. You put in a new
Give it to
category.
Millie.
Put in a new category for the most
No,
positive.
not a new
motherfucker.
category. Just give all of them to Millie.
Give all
Just
of them to Millie.
Give all of the awards to Millie.
This community needs a fucking positive boost. Jesus Christ, man. My God.
And that's what Millie's here to do.
She's here
You know,
to
disperse the
She's
positivity.
here to bring the pain, but then afterwards bring the care.
Now, also, speaking of bringing the pain, I got a question for you, Millie, because I'm sorry for interrupting, but I am going to forget
You're
this if I
okay.
don't ask right now. I will forget it.
go
Out
for
of
it,
me or
Con.
Barry, if you had to hit one of us with a fat, shining wizard directly to the, to the chin, who would you pick?
Barry.
Why?
because
What
I-
the fuck?
Yes.
Why did you
Shout
say
out
that
Millie.
so
I love
quickly?
Millie.
What did I
Shout
do?
out. Yeah, I know. You didn't even have to think about it. I
No,
was
it's nothing that
anticipating
you've
you to
done.
think
It's
about
just
it.
like, Khan is also younger than both
He's
of
got a
us.
more
Oh, that's
punchable
me.
face than
Youngest
I
one
do.
here.
Well, at least I have hair,
No,
old
but
man.
like-
That's
friends.
literally it, Khan. I'm already suffering enough with hereditary baldness. You don't need to do this to me. You're a happy-go-lucky individual.
I also had to choose. I was put on the spot.
Well,
would-
you can think about it now. You can think about it now.
Ask
you
me
get 10
who.
seconds.
Okay, Khan. Ask me who I would Shining Wizard between Khan and Barry.
Well, it's obviously me.
I would probably Shining Wizard myself too. I'm gonna be real with you. I couldn't do that to you.
Okay.
Millie has instilled a sense of positivity in my soul. This
Yeah, a
episode,
sense of generosity and
and I no longer
acceptance, yeah.
want to push you down a flight of stairs.
This is what the people tune into the show for this, rich and highly detailed character development.
The lore of the Barnyard is
The
fucking
Barnyard
wild.
lore.
We need to start writing a fucking lore guide or something like that.
Oh no.
Punished Barry will make his grand
Law is
return.
always so
The
good.
Tronky Manifesto.
Oh,
I also try and be as positive and optimistic as I can be.
You do a good
even though
job.
sometimes what I have going on internally isn't always, but getting there.
you're getting there.
You do
you're
a good
getting
job
there.
of it. You do a good job.
I also know there's people I can talk to or reach out to, I think.
I would
Hmm.
assume so. I mean, you are a very likable person.
Yeah.
Look, I don't believe that. I'm just, just a person.
Well, I
Yeah, but
mean,
you're a good person.
you
It's
don't
like
need,
Rob
you
Dog
don't
is
need
also
to
a
believe
person.
it. They'll tell you themselves.
Like, we'll all say it.
We'll all say it. But going back to the question itself, because the more like I actually did a little bit of like research going into this, and there was
Yeah.
a bunch of like old commercials that like I really just sat down and watched, and it really did. It was gross. It was kind of gross because the thing is like. Mass media has always been that way. The whole concept of sex sells has always been a thing.
Shout
And
out
ga-
DOA too.
Gaming. See, the thing is with DOA, right? The thing that shits me off with DOA is mechanically the game is fun as fuck. The games have
It
been
is.
so fun as fuck.
It's a
But,
fun
like,
game to play.
but like, how are you supposed? Like, my mentality is how is half the fan base meant to enjoy this game with only one hand? It's so dumb.
Oh, goodness.
Just make a good fuck. Just the mechanics of the game are good. Stop appealing to horny neats.
The one thing I do appreciate about gaming these days is there is just some very wholesome, fun games out there that just have none of that.
Animal Crossing.
There's Animal Crossing, there's Stardew Valley, there's a game called Unpacking.
Oh,
where
yes.
you just unpack someone's life, and that I've just started playing that, and it's so much fun. There's also games which I appreciate. One of my favorite games, there's a lot of visual novels out there that is just a wonderful experience. Steins Gate's one of them. I've watched that with a friend.
Shout out to Rowdy Howdy.
The visual.
Yeah, shout
Yep.
out Rowdy, honestly.
Shout out
yeah.
Rowdy Howdy. We obligatory Steins Gate mention.
On the plane, yeah.
Rowdy was the one
He has been trying to get me to fucking watch that anime for years. He has been
I
trying.
watched a bit of Steins Gates with him. He was the one who was like, oh yeah, you should watch it. I'm like, okay.
He got to you, eh? He still hasn't got to me. I've been doing
One day.
And then, like,
One of these
what I
days.
also appreciate is, as like with the diversity of gaming, is you've got your games like Disco Elysium.
Awesome.
It's also a game like you have your Hollow Knight games, your Castlevania, like some of the games now that just appeal to
Did you
everyone.
just mention Hollow Knight? The
Yeah.
greatest Australian game ever made? Hollow Knight?
No,
Shout outs to
no.
Hollow Knight.
Untitled Goose Game is going to give it some competition.
I will literally...
Yeah, I love
I will literally...
Goose Game, I just
will
need to play
argue
it.
that point to the ground. I don't give a shit. Catch me when Silk Song releases in
I.e.
20 never.
It's never coming out.
It's never coming out. It's not real.
not
It's the
coming out, bro.
Mandela effect. That shit ain't... Wouldn't it be really good time stamping if at the Video Game Awards on December 7th they drop a Silk Song trailer?
See,
And
honestly,
then this
when we had
episode comes out and ages worse than milk.
When we had Novix on, he's like, oh, we were talking about how Dragon Ball Rollback is not going to come out, and then the beta happened. So we can will stuff into existence.
He also talked about a guy who never won a major before, and then I think he messaged me leading up to the episode's debut, and he was like, "Hey, remember that guy that I shit talked saying that he's never won a major?"
Oh, yeah.
He's winning a fucking major, and I'm like, bro, we literally will this shit into existence.
We're like opposite clairvoyance. We say what's gonna, yeah.
We say
what's gonna happen, and the
say
opposite
what will
happens.
happen in the recording booth. But by the time the episode's out, it'll have already happened. So
Yeah.
people will think that we're really whimsical.
It's true.
Whereas I can be a little bit clairvoyant at times. I'm good at guessing
Okay,
things.
when is Silk Song coming out?
2 years from now.
2 years from... Fuck, man.
time
I want
2
it
years?
now.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. Look, I don't know. Like, I'm a commentator. I'm a grappler player. I have to be good at reading.
Exactly. You
some
gotta
things.
make the reads, especially like Geef and stuff. You gotta read.
She's literally from the future.
She is literally Zangief.
She's literally Zangief. She will kill you if given the chance.
Millie will.
No,
hit
I'm
my
not
loyal
an
fans.
angry
Oh yeah,
person.
true. We've already established that. You're the positivity that the Barnyard needs. You're the ray of sunshine that comes through the
Desperately
barnyard.
so.
Like, I can
Yes.
occasionally get angry, but it doesn't happen often.
I would love
Damn,
to see
Dark
that.
Millie?
Dark Millie?
Dark Millie.
What's
Damn.
it like Shadow Lady in fucking Marvel?
It's like Shinakuma. This
Take 1,000 suplexes. I think it's time we started wrapping things up here.
I have one question. It's very quick, so we will
What
wrap
is your
up. It's
question,
very
friend?
quick. Did you ever hit me with that zinger? Because earlier you
No,
were like,
I
I forgot
didn't.
the zinger, but I'm gonna hit you with it.
I didn't hit you with the zinger.
So, where is it?
I guess you'll have to tune in next time for another exciting episode of The Barnyard to hear the zinger.
Exciting and very big quotation
The
marks.
law.
Yes.
The law has been established. And you know what's going to happen next time?
Millie will suplex the shit out of someone
She
in
will
chat.
not be here to save you. She will not be here to save you with her on-brand positivity. I'm going
She is very
right
nice to
back
me at
in.
action.
Yeah, she's always really nice. She's just a really nice
And
person.
OHN and all the events. Yeah.
Shout outs to Millie.
Shout out Millie. We should get Millie on the podcast.
We should get Millie on the Barnyard.
That'd be really good. She'd have a lot of unique insights into things.
She'll probably be too busy for us. We probably
I
shouldn't.
think so.
Yeah,
We're not
we
worth
should-
her time.
Scrap
Not
that
too
thought.
busy for you guys? Nah.
Nah, she's like...
Even when
Thank
we're
you.
shit talking, she's a sweetheart.
Thank you. No, thank you for
Like, I
joining
can
us, Millie.
shit talk occasionally.
It is
No
true,
worries,
you
happy
can.
to
I've
be
heard
here.
you do it. You go fucking in.
It's just like it's the time and place. I'm getting more comfortable with banter. Like, just I know we're wrapping up.
Give her 2
Yeah.
years and she's gonna start wishing napalm upon my family.
Should we Rob Dog?
No, holy
She's
shit!
gonna become
what
Rob
the fuck?
Dog minus the racism.
No,
And is it really
never.
Rob Dog?
It's just before, like, I was so nervous, like
Yeah.
anxious to banter at first, and now I've started getting a lot better at it.
That's good.
That's good. That's good.
That's really good to hear. Yeah. More comfortable. You know, we're gonna express yourself, say some funny stuff. Yeah, we all have banter. It's good. It's good. It's casual.
Yeah, you know, you gotta sometimes banter and shit talk with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and,
So I
and you know
think
what I
that's
gotta
it.
say? You know what I gotta say? Thank you very much for joining us
Yes.
on this
Thank
episode
you,
of the
Millie.
Barnyard Millie for some banter and shit talk and good times. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for putting up with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys, and thanks everyone tuning in. Much love all.
And you know what I also have to say? Thank you, Khan, my good friend Khan, who I value and treasure so very, very much.
You're very welcome, Barry, my good friend Barry, who I also value and treasure very, very much.
May we hold this positivity for however long this episode has left before we join you next time on the Bahnyard, where I go right back to cursing this young boy's existence. We've been the Bahnyard. You've been beautiful. Now please do me a solid, nay, the courtesy, of please leaving my establishment in a peaceful and calm manner. Good night.
See ya.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Bahnyard. We'll see you next time for another installment of the hottest mess this side of the ANZ FGC. Until next time, stay gnarly.